All right, welcome to Dual Redundancy's summer box office draft. We can hear all latest in television, entertainment news, and summer movies with too many hosts with exactly the same opinions. I'm one of those hosts, David Allen, and another one is
John Berwick, and the third one is
Kyle Bridger. I'm going to go with blockbuster weekends, and I'm going to say that I am Memorial Day weekend to John's July 4th weekend to Dave's third weekend in August. No, I'm going to give you Labor Day.
Labor Day. Okay, right at the end of summer.
I gave it to you. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, those are some big weekends in summer. Usually those are some weekends where you get some big blockbuster coming out, making a lot of money. And that's very important to think about tonight, because we are going to be talking about summer movies and the summer box office. It is our fifth draft of the summer box office, and we haven't been able to really do a proper draft since 2019 for obvious reasons. Last year, we tried it. We tried an auction, which was a lot of fun, but I feel like this year, let's take the risk. Let's try. Let's not jinx ourselves. Hopefully, there will be summer movies that come out in theaters this summer.
Hopefully.
So, for those who maybe have missed a few, I'll explain the rules. We'll do the draft, and then we'll also talk about some other movies that are coming out this summer, kind of to preview, what is it coming out at the movie theaters. But all right. Each host gets to pick 3 movies that open wide between May 1st through the first day of fall. And then the domestic box office totals will be added up until that day, which is Thursday, September 22nd. Domestic. That's very important. We're not looking at the international.
Yes. I like to consider myself the international guru. I picked these global movies. I think next level. I think we're limiting ourselves.
We'll look at the Milky Way solar system totals next year. But
yes, please.
Yeah, but because it can come really close. I mentioned this because our last one, 2019, it came down to the wire, John. You beat me by 15 million. I think it was like It Chapter 2 or whatever, and that came out like Labor Day weekend, and whatever the last 2 or 3 days of that right before the first day of fall was just enough to push you over. So we're going to calculate everything until that day, first day of fall.
Was that the year where I could not calculating the movies that were left? There was no way for me to win.
That was the year you actually, I think, won. That was so you won that year. John got second. I got third. And I lost by 15.
I think it was the year before that you got demolished.
Yeah. Just because of, just whatever calculation of our 2-3 movies. It was like, there's no way that you could.
I just remember being very angry one year because with what I calculated, I had the best movies left, but there was no way I was going to beat you. It was impossible. I just remember that flashback.
Impossible. I'm hearing excuses, John. That's all I'm hearing.
I'm not going to say anything because I am like on a thread away from being in last every time.
No, because it's interesting. So I looked at the stats. We all kind of have a little bit of everything here. We've all at least have won this once. We all have a second place. We all have a third place. Like we're all very close with things. I think Kyle has one extra win somewhere in there. We've done it. We'll see. We'll see if it holds true. But it's really an extra risky year because there's still a chance that some of these could A, get pushed, or B, just go to streaming.
Yeah.
Do we have some kind of like insurance for these? If
no, you're screwed.
Can I use some of the money from the bidding to ensure
to get back?
If it gets pushed to Peacock, sorry, that's it. Nothing can help you. But
wow.
And to figure out the draft order, we always use our trusty random.org. That'll choose the order, and then we'll hold a snake draft. So obviously it goes 1, 2, 3, and then we reverse it. The person who had the third pick goes in, second, first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and And I think we need to figure out the draft order. What we always do, John is going to be doing it off camera, so we're going to put a lot of trust in him right now. We take the placements from last year on random.org, Kyle, John, David, and we're going to hit random, and then that will be the draft order for this year. So, John, when you're ready, give us the order.
I'm going to click random right now. It is Kyle, David, John.
Ooh.
I did not get favorable, or maybe most favorable with the twist. Who knows? The turnaround, whatever you want to call it.
Sure. Kyle gets the first pick, but then he's going to have to wait until pick, 6?
6.
Before his next pick. So we'll have to wait and see. I got the middle pick. You got the turnaround. Okay, here we go. We got the draft order. Kyle, David, John. You have any film you want, Kyle. What is the number one pick of summer 2022?
Well, I'm kind of doing some last minute number crunching here to see.
Yeah, I mean, while he's thinking, does your order change depending on where you are on the list? Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, it will, because other people will choose things, but
it definitely could. I mean, you might want one of this genre. You might not want to double up on this. You might want to take a risk with that. You don't know what's coming back around.
So I might regret this.
Oh, here we go. I'm excited.
Oh no. Whew. Okay. I am going to go with, and I hope I'm doing the smart thing here, but I am going to go with Doctor Strange.
Okay, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yes. And this I didn't realize was available to me at the last minute. So this just could be like recency bias. But I'm also taking into account that it is May 6th, even though I have concerns that things are moving to streaming much quicker. But I hope right now the outlook for theaters looks good. Taking that into consideration too. So I'm going to go with this. Early, it's very popular. It has all that Marvel magic. Let's make some magic money for me.
All right. So you went with this as your first pick. I will say it's also, we have to be very cagey tonight until the draft is over, because I don't want to sway anyone. I will say, though, because I have the next pick, I had it between this and another superhero film. And I was going back and forth, which one is going to make the most for Marvel this summer. And I did have Doctor Strange as my number one, at least to start, because of a couple of things. It has the May slot. That officially kicks off summer, and it often rules the summer, Avengers Infinity War and Endgame and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Captain America Civil War. It's that starting spot. And it was so much so that when we did this last 2019, Endgame actually came out like April 27th or something like that, because of whatever the weekends fall. And we're like, no, we're not counting that, because whoever gets that's going to win.
Yeah.
This year, it's like, all right, let's add it back in. The May 1st, it qualifies. It's a good pick. I saw that pre-sales are, they're not up to this level, but they're the best since Spider-Man No Way Home, which got a crazy 800 million domestic. And it just recently beat Batman's pre-sales, which opened to $134 million weekend. So
I didn't know any of that. So look at me.
Yeah. And I'm thinking there could be a little bit of a Spider-Man bump, just because of No Way Home being so tied to this. Doctor Strange is in that. He opened up the multiverse in that.
Yeah.
No Way Home ends with a trailer for this film, like marketing to those $800 million people.
Got to get that synergy.
So it's a good pick. I will say, when I was looking at cons, it's like, okay, obviously Spider-Man had a lot of, talk of cameos and stars and this and that. And it's like, this one is Doctor Strange. And there's probably going to be some Marvel surprises. There's rumors of cameos of who's going to be in the multiverse of random celebs. I'm sure people want to go to the opening weekend to see. But the original Doctor Strange, all the way back in 2016, made 232 million domestic. I think it's going to be a lot higher than that.
Yeah, and that's what made me concerned at the last minute here. That's why I said I was doing some last minute number crunching, because I was like expecting much higher domestic total. But when I saw that, I was like, oh no, now I'm really starting to question, is this the right pick or not? But it sounds like I made the right pick. So yeah. I'm happy about it.
Yeah. And then there's nothing really competing with it until Top Gun Maverick at the end of the month. So you got a few weeks, you got the whole summer. I'm kind of glad you took this one, because I had it between,
so that you didn't have to make the choice.
So I didn't have to make the choice. So when you do win, I could complain just like you did tonight. I didn't have a chance because I was stuck with it. So
yeah.
So there we go. Number one pick off the board, and I alluded to it. Not a surprise. I'm guessing you probably also had this in your top, Kyle. My number two pick, Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yep.
We got the trailer today. It actually dropped, because for the longest time there was nothing. There was no trailer. There was no poster. Nothing. And I'm like, we guys got to start marketing this thing. It's coming out. But everything I said with Doctor Strange and superheroes and Marvel, repeat it here for Thor. You got just after the 4th of July holiday, and hopefully it will rule July and August. The cast is strong. This is where I was between, because while you have Doctor Strange in the multiverse and starting summer, it's Doctor Strange as the main focus. In this film, not only do you have Thor, you have Tessa Thompson's character, you have the Guardians of the Galaxy mixed in there, plus Natalie Portman's returning, and then Christian Bale's the villain. Like, so I think this is like the ensemble. There's so many people that you may, hey, I don't like Thor, but I like Star-Lord, or I like this character, or I like that. And it's like,
that it's going to get people to go to the theaters.
So when I looked at previous Thor films, they've been increasing. The first Thor made 181 million. Thor 2 made 206. The best one, though, was when Taika Waititi, who's doing this film as well, did Thor Ragnarok, which made 315 domestic. So I'm hoping we're going to keep increasing. This looks like a film that you have to see in theaters, with the visuals and the colors and the spectacle of it all. I personally, as you guys know, I'm not a big Marvel fan.
But Thor's like the entry point, right? Or Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
Guardians of the Galaxy, like, it has like the little fun tongue-in-cheek stuff. That's what Taika's going to do. It's a very specific style. I think it's a crowd-pleasing film. John, what do you think of my pick here of Thor?
It's on my list.
It's on your list?
Yeah, I mean, my top three basically were the two you guys picked and the one I'm about to pick. So
okay. Yeah, and Kyle, were you debating between this and Doctor Strange?
Yeah, those were my tops. Yep.
All right, so we're on the same pages so far here. Let's see here. I guess we'll go right to John then.
All right.
What's the third pick overall?
I think this is probably the best one that we can do right here. It's going to be Top Gun. Okay. An American movie. It's big in America. It's Top Gun. So I'm hoping that they pull out some big money. This was delayed a few times, wasn't it?
Many times.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that maybe that will spur people to be like, I want to see it. I've been waiting so long. Let's all go see it. But I don't know. It's. I think the last couple were doing pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean,
the last one, there was one Top Gun before this. You're thinking maybe Mission Impossible?
Oh, I am. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, then maybe people will be interested in this. Hopefully, we'll see.
I mean, I will be definitely interested. Yeah. I love Top Gun, dude. So bring it back. All right.
I already got our volleyball outfits ready. The three of us are going to be out on the beach Memorial Day weekend. But yeah, so this one is interesting. I had this on my list. It was actually about number 5 on my list. That might be low for some people, but I just didn't have too much to go off of, because it's been 30 years, since the original. Yep. And the original did well in '86 and made I don't know if this is adjusted for inflation at 180 million, but that's what it made in '86. I'm wondering if it's gonna play like a Mission Impossible film. That's the only thing I could compare it to. Fallout is the best one domestically for the franchise. Fallout made 220 million.
Okay.
So that's where I'm thinking. And obviously this is going to be one you want to see in the big screen with those IMAX showings.
Those big rumbly speakers, all the jet engines going around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this has a good bump for people who maybe saw it, their parents showed it to them when they were little, and watched it with friends and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that it's one of those ones where people are like, oh yeah, let's go see it, but I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. Kyle, where did you have this on your list?
Not here. But it was definitely up there, and I just have the factor of I like it, so that's what would have made me probably choose it. But I would have had it maybe around where you had it, fifth, around that, fourth or fifth.
And the weekend it's coming out is 50-50. Memorial Day is actually a tough weekend. Aladdin kind of broke the curse 2 years ago or whenever we did the last draft. But usually, at least for Disney, when they would release stuff on this weekend, they didn't really connect. Solo, the Star Wars movie, made 103 million that weekend. Pirates 4 made 78 million. The Alice Through the Looking Glass sequel there made 33 million total for the weekend. So maybe it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's barbecues and we got to be outside, and like it's not. But again, patriotism right here.
Yeah.
Go to the theater to see Top Gun. But the other thing that kind of worried me with this, and I think you mentioned this a little bit earlier, Kyle, with the streaming window, is Paramount Plus this year are releasing all their films that are coming out theatrically 45 days later on Paramount Plus. The caveat to this is there's still some lawyering going around with Tom Cruise because he does not like this. And do you piss off Tom Cruise as he's going to be making Mission Impossible 7 and 8?
Yeah.
So it's like, if it does come out 45 days after theaters, will that cut into the box office? Will it have made all of its money by then? That'll be a very interesting thing to see.
And we know he's a yeller.
That is true. He's not happy. But we'll have to see if the world has the need for speed, and have to rush in to watch this in the theater first. But
yeah,
I don't like this spot I'm in. Or actually, no, John, you get the next pick.
It's John's pick again.
So you could pick it, and then I won't have to make a decision again.
We'll see. I'm very undecided. I have my list of 9 that I want to choose from, but the order of which is I have no idea. I'm actually gonna.
Quick, I have like 9.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's
exactly
what
9.
I have too. Yeah.
I have a post-it right here with exactly 9 things written on it. Yeah, good luck. I'm actually gonna pull an audible on myself and change it the last second.
Oh boy!
I don't. I'm very torn. Very torn. I am gonna pull an audible and change over, and for my second pick, I'm gonna choose Nope.
Ooh!
Wow!
Which I'm not sure on, but I think it has something going for it. I like the trailer a lot. I thought it really was kind of cool with the way they played with like yes and no and all that, and I'm hoping that it hits something good. We'll see. It's pretty.
Wow.
It's pretty late in there, but yeah. I don't know. I
think with this pick, you gotta hope that it blows up like Get Out did. Yeah.
Basically.
So
go big or go home.
Yeah. This is number 7 on my list. It's on my list. I'm excited for this film. Like this, right now, if I had to choose the films that I'm most like interested in seeing, John has the winning picks right now.
Yes, he
These
does.
are the ones I want to see.
Yep. Well, I'm hoping everybody else wants to see him too.
There you go. So let's talk about Nope for a bit here. Jordan Peele's third film, and I mean, horror is always hard to pin down. And as you mentioned, John, it's in a busy summer slot now. The other films that he has made have come out in like the springtime. So it's hard to really do comparisons again. The last two, I mean, his two other features, Us, when it came out in March, made 175 million domestic. Get Out pretty much made the exact same number with a February release, 176 domestic. So it'll be really curious to see, will the summer blockbuster buzz really catapult this thing with the cast of Daniel Kaluuya and Stephen Young and all those people? Will that make it feel like an event and be bigger?
Yeah, I think this is going to be like almost like a word of mouth burn. If the first weekend is big and the reviews are good, I think it's going to be a nice slow burn throughout the rest of the summer. But if it's like 50-50, I think we might see just just an average display. But I think it's going to come. I think with a movie like this, you're hoping for like a big weekend, and then buzz, good word of mouth going through for a slow burn.
Because Get Out definitely had the buzz.
Yeah.
And almost like Us had like the opposite thing. I think it started strong and then I feel like with Us, for some, I liked it, but I feel like a lot of people had such high expectations, maybe were slightly disappointed when they compare it to Get Out. So I could see it being a bit lower, but the weekend is empty. It's the only film right now coming out that weekend. Thor is a couple weeks before that. Some other films are, a week or two after that. So it's like, it's in a good spot at the end of July here. Usually that's the Inception, time slot. That's where Christopher Nolan likes to put his stuff, Dunkirk and that stuff. So like, it's a good spot for a smart blockbuster.
Hope so.
Yeah.
I am also seeing though, I'm looking, it is R-rated. That could hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, something like it did,
it killed.
Yeah. So.
I don't know.
You're in a tough position, Dave, because I think you're back in the position that you thought you weren't going to be in.
Because I have my 3 and 4 still here, and I guess I go with my 3, and I think you'll probably snag my 4, but we'll wait and see. Maybe it'll come back to me. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that far down. So let's see here. I chose. Let's see. I'm going to try to build suspense with this. This is a third film in this franchise, and I chose the second film the last time we did it, and it did well for me. I'll go with it again here. I don't want to see it, but I will choose it. Jurassic World Dominion. It's the final film, supposedly, in this saga. You got the new Jurassic World stars of Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt, but then you got the returning trio being heavily promoted here from the Jurassic Park franchise. The first one in the Jurassic World saga was a phenomenon. It was 652 million domestic. It was huge. The second one was a bit down, but still a very good 416 million domestic. I don't think it's going to hit those numbers this time around, but I'll take 300 million.
Yeah.
I'll take that. These films usually do much bigger overseas. The second one, as I said, made 416 domestic. It made 887 million foreign. So, double. I'm curious to see where it's going to be. It's sandwiched in a interesting spot. It's 2 weeks after Top Gun, a week before another film that it could cut into that as well. I'll leave it at that for now. So I don't know. I don't know how many people are fully invested, but then a lot of people they're completionists. They got to finish the saga. Supposedly this is it. Dinosaurs, big screen, summer, old stars, new stars. I think the recipe is there. Who knows though? It could also not be as big as the other two. What do you think, Kyle?
This is what I gave up for a note.
Okay.
That was what I had, and I actually had it already queued up, and I had to change the pictures. So we'll see if it comes down to that. We'll know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had this. I was contemplating taking it even at the top spot
Oh wow. Okay.
because of I saw the domestic box office for this and was just so surprised because I mean I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one, but I've heard the second one was not good.
Yeah.
But kids love dinosaurs, so I mean they're gonna go and see dinosaurs in the movies. It's just probably an exciting time, even though the movie to me isn't good. I think you can still get families out there with the dinosaurs alone. So yeah, I was just surprised at how well these movies are doing domestically, that it was up there for even maybe a top slot for me.
Yeah, because I remember the first one, it was the talk, even like so much so I didn't care much about it. Then I heard how well it did. I'm like, maybe I got to check this one out. And I went because of that.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I feel like just came and went.
Mm-hmm.
Like it made 416 million, but like quietly, if that's even possible. Like, so yeah, I don't know. But for, as you were saying, it's one of your top picks, Kyle, and I got it for number 5 in the draft.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
take
pretty
it.
good.
I'll take it. Let's see here. Now you get 2 picks in a row. This is going to be your second pick. Where are you going, Kyle?
Yeah. So I had to look up how well these movies are doing now because I'm not really in the demographic here. But apparently they're still doing well. I think there's still a cutesy character that everyone loves. So my pick here is going to be for the Minions, the new Minions movie coming out.
The Rise of Gru.
Yes, that one. So like I said, I have no idea. I've never seen a Minions movie. I know that a lot of people love those characters. So I imagine that this is going to do well as well. And, it still does a good 200 and something million domestically. And how can you beat those numbers?
Yeah, so I got some stats on this. Let's see here. The Minions do make money. There's been 3 Despicable Me movies, and they range from 250 million to 368 million. And the last Minions film, the standalone Minions in 2015, made 336 million domestic. But if you look at like the last one in this franchise, which was Despicable Me 3, it did drop to 264 million. But again, if you get somewhere between 250 to 300 million, that's pretty good. So the only thing like I worry about, but again, it doesn't stop other, films and film franchises. The first one was in 2010. The last one is 2017. Does the Minions work with a new generation, whatever is the 9-year-olds of today, or is the people watching in 2010, 12 years later, like still the same audience, or do they care? Or, I don't know. So
I don't know, because I did notice that the last movie was a long time ago, but I don't know. You still see the toys everywhere though, so I imagine that's got to stick in some kids' minds somewhere.
Yeah, and I could be wrong. I believe this is a Universal film. One of the things I worried about with this, it's not marketed this way to come out on Peacock, but like Peacock's been doing the day and date thing, and so it's like that's why I was like, I'm worried about like, don't add this to day and date because that could easily cut.
Yeah, for sure. Cut a lot.
It is opening 4th of July weekend. A few days later is Thor 4. I don't know how much of a crossover audience that is, but that could eat into a little bit. But I don't know. I mean, that was on my list. I had it as pretty much in that like Top Gun, spot, like a 5, 6, like. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. So you got.
So I'm curious to hear what your number 4 is. That means your number 4 is still lurking out there, Dave.
You're doing the math. You're keeping track. Yeah. I don't have that pick yet, though. And
I know it's still
reveal your last pick, I want to just do a recap of what we got so far. If you want to put up the graphic, and I'll read off whatever order that you have them ready in. Let's see here. So Kyle, so far you have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and then you just
Mm-hmm.
picked Minions: The Rise of Gru. Is that gonna hurt it? Is a prequel gonna hurt it? I don't know. John has Top Gun Maverick and Nope. And then for myself, I have Thor, Love and Thunder, and Jurassic World Dominion. So that's where we stand right now. We got one pick left each. We're starting with Kyle, and then me, and then John. What is your final pick?
My final pick is another animation, I believe. I think. But it does have some IP behind it. Not sure how it's going to turn out. They've already started to market it a lot. It's one of the tops for the weekend that it's there. It's Lightyear. Going with Lightyear. I have no idea. Yeah. Okay.
That was my 4.
Okay.
So I got a lot of stats with it, but tell me why specifically Lightyear did it here. And even it gets over your Minions.
What the Minions was over Lightyear, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you picked Minions before Lightyear, unless you just
I mean, I know Lightyear is tied in with Toy Story. I am just concerned of a standalone or like a offshoot. I don't know what the impact
of the Shrek franchise.
Yeah, like I don't know what that's going to entail. I mean, I love Buzz Lightyear the character, but it's a risk. I don't know what kind of risk, and so not knowing the order before I chose kind of the films, my idea was that Minions was established franchise and had already shown that it can make a good domestic, bringing in domestic money. So, but just the way it worked out at this point in the draft with what I'm seeing that's left, I just think it's a good pick with what's left over. I mean, I don't notice much. I don't know what else you guys are working with here.
Yeah. Yeah, my last 2 I do not like, and I was really hoping that this one could make it one more spot. This one I do agree it's hard to pin down specifically because Toy Story is always a great pick. They keep on growing. I mean, it went from 191 to 245 to 415, and then Toy Story 4 made 430 million. You look at the last few top films of the summer, Finding Dory, Incredibles 2, these family animated films do really well. The thing is, this is Toy Story, but it's also not Toy Story.
Yeah, and that was my concern.
So it's like, okay, I feel like it'll be strong, but it's going to be strong specifically, like, is the audience already kind of like separated? Is this going to play really well with, maybe young boys that are, like me when I was 8 years old, I got to see Lightyear in theaters. Is it going to play for, everyone, the whole family compared to like a Toy Story normally does? I don't know. It's a week after Jurassic World and 2 weeks before Minions. So is the Minions going to cannibalize this film as well? Or, or is the family going to see the Jurassic World? Are the as you were saying earlier, the young boys want to go see dinosaurs in theaters. It's a crowded marketplace. And then you always, our parents used to having Pixar at home now. I mean, the last 4 or 5 Pixar films, Luca and Soul and Turning Red, they've all been released for free, or not for free, but with a Disney Plus subscription. So it's like,
maybe we got to think of this as backwards, not reaching the kids more so. Maybe this one is the parents recognize Toy Story.
Yeah.
That's where the IP is from. They're going to bring their kids to the theater because they're familiar with the character, but also now it's like new to the children, right? Yeah. This whole other story that they've created.
And it is technically an origin story because when they announced this, December 10th, 2020, Chris Evans tweeted, and just to be clear, this isn't Buzz Lightyear, the toy. This is the origin story of the human Buzz Lightyear that the toy is based on. Just to be clear.
Okay.
Right.
Was that ever explained in the Toy Story movies?
I don't know. But yeah, it's I don't know what to think with Lightyear. I mean,
there's a risk. It's a risk
with Lightyear and with Minions. I'd rather see Lightyear any day of the week.
Yeah.
I trust Pixar, and I think a lot of parents trust Pixar. It was my number 4 pick. I am really, really worried about my because then we go through. Okay, 5 was Top Gun, 6 Minions, 7 Nope. My last 2 are like, ugh.
There's a drop off for sure.
There's a big drop off. This is where I'm really looking at your team, Kyle, and I want to trade already. But all right, I'll go with 8. I'm looking at my list. I should choose an animated kids film as well, just to try. I'm going to go with a film that kind of mixes, I guess, lovable animals and superheroes. And I'm going to choose the DC League of Super Pets.
You know?
To go off of this, let's see here. I have some kind of stats that are similar enough. The Secret Life of Pets, the first one, made $368 million. The second one didn't do nearly as well, $158 million. But looking at when it came out, it was sandwiched in between Aladdin and Toy Story. But this one is at the end of July. It's the last animated film really of the summer. So it's like, okay, maybe that'll help. Like, I don't know if this is a part of the HBO Max Warner Brothers 45-day thing. I'm not sure. It could be. So that could be dangerous, but I'm really grasping at straws here. I don't know what else to do.
I mean, but it has The Rock in it, has Kevin Hart in it. I mean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson can put out some stinkers, but you might catch fire with this one. And it's linked with some kind of property. So hopefully that'll give it some push.
Yeah, like I don't know what this League of Super Pets is, but it has DC in it. So if it can somehow be related to DC and get superhero IP in there, I'll take it.
I mean, I couldn't even get through the trailer, but I mean,
I didn't watch the trailers for almost any of these, but it's just, again, we'll talk about the other 2 that I have listed. I just don't think that they're going to make more than this. I think just even if it plays like Secret Life of Pets 2 with 158 million, okay, that's $150 million. I'll take it.
Yeah.
My 8th slot.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to be Lightyear, probably 300 million or whatever, but
yeah. I mean, you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
But yeah,
I just think
is that all right pick? I think for my the 8th slot.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would have gone with probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no. Okay. One last pick, John. This is it. Anything left is yours.
Boy.
Number 9.
Yeah, you thought you were scraping the bottom of the barrel. Now it's my turn. The rest of these I know either zero or have seen a trailer for, and that's it. So this is just a blind grab at whatever spoke to me the most. And in recent years, we've had a couple other films that were kind of like this. And as soon as I start talking, you'll know Bohemian Rhapsody and Elton
thought
John.
You were going this way.
Yeah, and they didn't do great here, I believe. I think they did better international than here, but it's the only IP I kind of recognize out of the rest of these. Like, not even an IP. It's just Elvis. It's just Elvis. Just Elvis. I kind of expect it to kind of fall flat, but I don't know. I mean, I could take a gamble on this, or I can take a gamble on something I don't know. So what's the difference? My one saving hope is that maybe people who are a little older than me are interested and will go out to see it. But I don't know. That's all. Maybe while they're going to let their kids see, I don't know. Maybe let the kids see Top Gun and they can go see this or something.
You got at least one person in the chat, Darks, who's been watching tonight, saying, "I'll watch it." A huge Elvis fan, being a Tennessee man. So
Elvis, Dark, just watch it like a million times, please. and then
You're gonna be like the guy who just broke the Spider-Man No Way Home record, watching like 282 times in theaters or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's a wild card. This is actually my 10th and final spot I had listed here.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk about it. It's a Baz Luhrmann film.
Mm-hmm.
His last film was 2013, Great Gatsby, 144 million domestic.
That was the last film Baz Luhrmann's done?
I believe so.
Wow.
That's at least what I have on my list. Let's see. Bohemian Rhapsody, when it came out in the fall. Yeah, it did crazy numbers internationally. It still did 216 million domestic, and that was in the fall.
Wow, that's Bohemian more than I thought.
Rhapsody.
Okay.
Rocket Man, which I believe was one of your picks, I don't know, 2019, whenever that came out. That was a summer movie. I think came out like Memorial Day weekend or around there. 96 million domestic. So you're looking at somewhere possibly the 100 to 200.
Yeah, you're looking at 100, hopefully.
Yeah. I believe this one is available on the HBO Max 45-day thing as well, possibly.
Maybe with Elvis being more American than Bohemian Rhapsody and Ellen John, that we'll get a little bit more turnout. But banking on another American classic.
Tom Hanks is in it.
Yeah.
So you got America Treasure, Tom Hanks. It is some interesting timing again, though, because it's like, even though these are not the same audiences at all, it's sandwiched right in between Lightyear and Minions. And then Thor is right after that. This is like the adult, drama film. They haven't been, I feel like, connecting as well in theaters. It's all about IP, superheroes, this and that. But with what was left, this is, right at the bottom. It's a good pick, for what's left here. But all right, that's our draft. How do we feel?
I feel good. I feel really good.
I really, I don't want to call it now, but I think Kyle may have it.
But here's the thing: this summer's going to be so weird.
Yeah,
like we don't know what could happen. Some of these movies could get pushed.
Go to streaming. We don't have proper data here. There could be another variant. Anything could happen. Let's recap the teams, and then we'll talk honorable mentions. Let's see. My draft here, we have Thor, Love and Thunder, Jurassic World Dominion, and then DC League of Super Pets. That's my weak link. That's my last one.
Yeah.
John has Top Gun Maverick, Nope, and Elvis.
I just want to see John's film. That's all I want.
Those are the films I want to see.
I'm hoping everybody else does too. Everybody go see them, so I don't come in last.
Okay. And then Kyle has 3 strong ones, I think, across the board. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Minions, The Rise of Gru, and Lightyear. You got the 2 family films there.
Because I'm a family man, as long as it earns me some money.
Sure. All right, Dark, you're going to have to let us know. Of the 3, which one do you think is the winner, and which one do you want to see in the chat here? While he's calculating that, honorable mentions. I'm going to run through ones that maybe we just want to see and just don't think are going to make any money. Maybe the ones that were off the draft board that we just, were at the bottom. Let's start off with John. Is there anything just across the rest of the films coming out this summer, anything that you want to see this summer?
My number 9 after Elvis was Firestarter, only because it looks like a cool poster. But I don't know anything more about it. So if anything, that would probably be the one that I would look at.
I'm really glad you didn't pick that one, because I believe that one is going to be day and date on Peacock. I believe.
Wow. Yeah. That would kill it.
It looks like
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep. At the same. Yep. May 13th, same day on Peacock. So you lucked out there. Yeah. Okay. Firestarter. I had one on the list. This was my number 9 slot. If this is between this and Elvis, Bullet Train. Just because
That's
of the cast.
I had too.
Brad Pitt, Michael Shannon, Sandra Bullock, Brian Tyree Henry, Zazie Beetz. Action comedy, good timing. August is pretty dead. It's coming out, at the beginning of August, and you have the last month of an action film. But it was hard to really go off of anything with it, because it's you look at Brad Pitt, obviously A-list movie star, but okay, he did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, domestically 142 million, but they had a lot going for it with Tarantino and Leo and all that stuff. His last like solo movie really was Ad Astra, 50 million. Sandra Bullock's in this. Her last summer film, Ocean's 8, 139 million, and that had 7 other people and was a franchise IP. So it's like, I don't know. I can't find any actual poster or trailer or anything for this. So it's like, what's going on with this film? You should be promoting it if it's coming out,
Yeah,
shortly.
I think I saw a trailer for it today.
Oh, you did? Yeah, it might just come out.
And it honestly seems like a movie meant for Ryan Reynolds. Honestly, it like it has that vibe to it, and the way that like Brad Pitt speaks in it, it seems like a Ryan Reynolds type of thing. But I'm excited about it. I think it'll be interesting. It's intriguing, and I did have it on my list as well, just with the cast alone.
All right, I got a bunch of honorable mentions, but Kyle, what do you have?
Bullet Train was one of mine. Nope, I really want to see. I wanted to see Elvis. I think those are really the ones that I am interested off of the list that I have in front of me.
All right, I'm gonna run through 4 just to, these are ones that I think I'm interested in seeing or checking out, or just they seem interesting compared to all the other IP nonsense that we're getting. First one I'll mention is Men. It's Alex Garland's latest film. Yeah, I really liked Ex Machina. I liked at least looking at Annihilation because I didn't really understand a lot of it, but it has a really cool a poster, visuals for this. Like the actual poster is like this like kind of scenic outdoors area, but if you look at it a certain way, it's like this like skull. So it's like, ooh, this is creepy, foreboding. What's going on here? And you only have like this log line right now. It's very secretive. A young woman goes on a solo holiday in the English countryside after the death of her husband. Who the hell knows what's going to happen?
Yeah,
if you've
that's
seen Annihilation,
so creepy.
If you've seen Devs, you have no idea what's going to happen. So
I do like Alex Garland. He's good.
There's that on the list. I have another film that only has a log line right now, but just looking at like the names involved, it's called Vengeance. It's the latest film from a comedian turned horror filmmaker. You have Jordan Peele, you have John Krasinski. Now we have BJ Novak, who wrote, directed, and stars in this Jason Blum produced horror film. Again, I know nothing except it follows a radio host from New York City who travels down south to investigate the murder of his girlfriend and discover what happened to her.
Okay.
Ashton Kutcher, Issa Rae is in it. It could be the premise 2.0, which I don't want.
I wonder if he'll get in front of the movie theater before you watch it. Yeah.
It's defined by Webster Dictionary as
like he's Rod Serling or something.
Let's see. I'll do. I just got 3 more. They're quick ones. There's a film called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It is an A24. Already like it. Slasher film, and it has a cast that's just wild. Maria Bakalova from Borat 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Pete Davidson.
Oh my God.
Lee Pace. I like Lee Pace.
Yeah, okay. I like Lee Pace too.
Connor O'Malley. Now I'm intrigued. So, I mean, again, don't know anything about this, but between the people I mentioned, A24, a very interesting poster they have for it. So it's like, okay. Completely other side of things.
Yeah, that does sound interesting. That's cool. I saw it on the list. I didn't know much about it though.
Yeah, it's coming out in the dog days of August. That's why I was like, ugh, it's not gonna make any money.
Yeah.
But this one might be a wild one. I'm just interested to just maybe see clips of it. I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing. It's a family kind of animated film, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And here's the reason why.
No, man, you lost me here.
Here's the reason why. It's a Lonely Island Chippendale movie.
Oh my God.
Not Chippendale as in the Las Vegas Chippendales.
Yes.
Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale.
Akiva of Lonely Island is the director. It stars John Mulaney as Chip and Andy Samberg as Dale. And it gets very meta in the trailer. It shows how Dale, because it's been 20, 30 years since they were big. He got the hip new thing of the CGI surgery that all the animated characters are doing these days to stay up to date and fresh with the young people. It's versus the cell shaded animation of Chip. So in this film, well, I think it's like live action. There's two characters that are animated. One in the old style animation for Chip, the other one in the 3D animation for Dale. You have Will Arnett, Keegan-Michael Key, J.K. Simmons, Tim Robinson, Seth Rogen. So it's a fun cast. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be watching, but I just think it's a very unique idea, premise, cast.
Well, it is. It is on Disney Plus. Yeah, I think it says it's on Disney Plus. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah. And my last one, I just think is interesting for one simple fact is there's a Netflix Adam Sandler film, and I'm like, oh no, don't get worried.
Jack and Jill.
It's a sports drama. Ben Foster is even in it, so it's like he's not doing Jack and Jill 2 or whatever it is. The only thing I love about it right now, the runtime, 85 minutes.
Wow.
To quote Pete Davidson, we need more short ass movies.
Yeah.
This is a short ass movie.
Yeah,
I'll take it. 85 minutes, not even 90. That's perfect. Oh my God. So yeah, those are some films I mentioned there. Just some ones I'm more interested in because I think they're just more unique than some of the ones we drafted. But
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I think some of those are interesting. I got to check them out. I got to check out some of these trailers.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be, if you like this, we've been we did a whole podcast about summer blockbusters back in episode 304. We had the guys from The Good, the Bad, and the Watchable on to discuss our favorite summer blockbusters of all time. They're actually suffering as we speak right now. If you saw it on Twitter, and it'll be there in their Twitter archive if you want to see it. They're watching Dear Evan Hansen right now because they're paying up for that Oscar bet that they lost. As we speak, they're suffering through that. But if you're sick of movies, we talked a lot about movies tonight. We are going back to television next week because it's a crazy, crazy week of TV ahead of us. Russian Doll and Barry are finally returning. So we're going to focus on those returns and those premieres. And then if you guys are up for it, you guys can discuss the return of Better Call Saul, which is starting in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So
I got
a lot of TV. A lot of TV to talk about. A lot of things coming up.
A lot of good shows.
Yeah.
A lot of good shows.
And
a lot of good shows out right now.
They're dropping them down.
Yeah.
If you want to find these episodes of the podcast, you can go to YouTube, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the blog, doredundancy.com. We are live Monday nights on Twitch, twitch.tv/doredundancy, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then make sure you're following us on social media, on Twitter at doredundancy and on Instagram at doredundancy as well. I got to thank both of you guys for joining me tonight, for doing this crazy thing of a summer box office draft, and for John directing the show. You're doing graphics live on air. You made a new video header. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right. Until next time, I'm David Allen.
I'm John Berwick.
I'm Kyle Bridger.
And that's all we got for our summer 2022 box office draft. Goodbye, everybody.